What up, guys? This is going to be part 3 of the 7.0 experience that I've been going through. So the first times I documented my experiences of trying to come off, I was unsuccessful. I tried to do a hard cut from roughly 240 mgs a day to 80. The first day I got to 120. That was the lowest I could go. 120 range. And the next day I went right back up to 220. So, you know, I took some time to kind of regroup, regather myself, which is code for absolutely nothing, continuing what I was doing. But some good news. So I don't know if anybody is aware of this, but I assume some people are in the 7.0 community. So there's a research chem, and it's called SR1708 or SR17108, something like that. Sorry for not knowing the full thing. But if you go to Reddit and type that in, you'll find it. Anyways, so this substance, what it does is allegedly it helps like clean your opioid receptors. It helps kind of replenish them, restore them, and kind of bring them back to baseline. And at first I was like, there's no way. And then I seen the testimonials of people and I'm like, yo dude, like this is a thing. Not only is it a thing, but every major site that has it is out of stock, and it has been out of stock. So I decided to order. I did find a site that had it, and I decided to go ahead and order it. And I got 1G, and it just came. It just arrived. So my plan is to take it tomorrow. But kind of going back on this substance, yeah, it's like people who have been on Fetty and people who have been on 7.0, they swear by this stuff. You know, I seen a Reddit post of some guy who was like homeless in a tent somewhere West Coast, and he took the SR and was successful, and it took him like 8 grams. You know, granted, you're gonna need probably, you know, more obviously if you have a higher 7.0 tolerance, but nonetheless, the fact that there is a thing that is helping people today, like in 2025, right now, as this 7.0 epidemic, I guess you can call it, has kind of taken off, this has been like a huge blessing in the eyes of a lot of people. And I understand why. People want their lives back. People have destroyed their finances. They've destroyed, I'd imagine, marriages and families, and social interactions are probably a little bit different. And, you know, because it is a drug at the end of the day. You know, people need it for pain, some people, for pain management. But, like, and I'm not negating the fact that there are some people who need to take things for certain ailments that they have, right? But me personally, as somebody with a long-term history of opioid abuse, starting from when I was 15 or 16, when I had a surgery on my sinuses because I was a track runner, and I was having trouble breathing. They found all this shit wrong with my nose, like polyps and all this stuff. So they got it out, and that's when I found out about codeine. But anyways, yeah, that's what initially started this whole opioid half of my lifelong journey. And I'm happy to be growing out of it, because I think that's what it is. I'm 33 now, you know, I'm definitely getting older, and there's just no excuse for me to be taking chemicals. I feel like my time is up with chemicals and getting high and being a fucking deviant and just seeking pleasure, you know what I mean? Because that's what it is at the end of the day. You know, when you get to a certain point on 7.0, you're just taking it to feel normal. I mean, that goes for any drug, but in particular 7.0, because it's such a fascinating drug. Like, it works on your serotonin, you know what I mean? Like an SSRI, like Zoloft or Paxil or Prozac. stuff like that. You know, it's an SSRI, so it works on your serotonin, and then you have the opioid component, which is working on your opioid receptors. So it's a big old clusterfuck of just different things that are going on. It's all bad, bro. Like, it's all bad. You know, so I'm just happy that there's a substance out there that is, that's really why I made this video, because I'm like optimistic about it. I'll keep you guys updated. I'm gonna start, tomorrow's gonna be day one. I mean, it's kind of arbitrary with the dosing, but they have this like Google Doc that basically shows like a breakdown. It's like a spreadsheet, and it calculates your dose, and then it tells, it's actually really complicated to use. I seen someone saying like, bro, I'm on day 2 of Detox, like how do you expect me to read this giant colorful spreadsheet when like I can't even get out of bed to wipe my ass? You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely informative, and it's something you got to delve into. I looked at it for probably 5 minutes and I couldn't figure it out, honestly. So it is a little bit, you know, you gotta apply yourself to figure it out for sure. But yeah, there's hope, you know what I mean? As of right now, I'm kind of balancing between 200 to 300 milligrams a day, depending on the day. Usually on the higher side of that. Yeah, there's no excuse for taking that high of a dose. Once I got past like 80 milligrams, like 80 to 120 range, that's really when I felt it like have a grip. You know what I mean? Like, that's when I felt like it had the biggest stronghold on me, and I felt like I was more debilitated. I was more clustered mentally, you know, more brain fog, more head pressure, all the shit that I personally experience. Yeah, brain fog, head pressure, depersonalization, derealization, all shit that basically comes from, you know, stress of some sort or some fashion. So it's like, you know, this is stress on the brain, body, the nervous system. I know my nervous system is completely out of whack, so I try to counteract that with working out every day. You know, I work out, I'm not gonna say every single day, but so I've done I started a 100-day workout challenge on Christmas Eve, and we're in June now, and I've taken 7 days off total. So, you know, people have been telling me you're overexerting yourself, you're doing too much, and maybe they're right. But I just know for me, I feel better when I exert myself physically, you know. I feel like part of feeling good and having that momentum throughout your day is to, you know, put your body through movement. That way your brain will essentially follow, you know. It just makes life easier, it makes interactions easier, it makes dealing with finances easier, it makes socializing easier, it makes, for instance, if somebody was to cut me off in traffic and accidentally fender bender me, and I hadn't worked out in a week, I'd probably snap, right? But if I had just gotten done doing, you know, an 8-mile run and 100 Navy SEALs, and somebody does that, I'm gonna be a lot more, sure, I'll be pissed, but I'll have a lot more zen to me, I guess you can say, and a lot more chill to me. And yeah, so I just feel like working out as a whole, it sounds cliche, it sounds corny, but I truly do it for the mental benefits. Just like 7.0, I got on 7.0 for mental benefits. I think just this whole journey, like diving deep into my opioid use, from like a deep level, I just think that it comes from, well, being too comfortable, but also trying to find balance within my own brain, you know, like feeling off kilter, feeling like I'm not in homeostasis, feeling like I'm just like, I don't know, like that fight or flight, like that heightened nervous system. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. It's a lot harder to operate through life. Every component of your life is just a lot more, you know, inflamed, I guess you can say, a lot more exacerbated. and blown up and blown out of proportion. So yeah, I want that back. I want my life back so I don't have to deal with those kind of things. Yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. Still, you know, still in the 200s right now, but I'm going to be starting SR tomorrow. And I've heard for somebody with my dose level and my tolerance, it would be wise to do 100 milligrams when I wake up and then 100 milligrams before I go to bed. I don't know how true that is. Like I said, the rules are kind of arbitrary and I can't figure out that fucking spreadsheet. So I'm going to look more into it tonight, but I just wanted to come on here and give some hope that there is a thing. You know, like I said, it's sold out now everywhere. Also, I don't want the takeaway of this video to be just go do that thing and that solves all your problems. Like, you still got to put in the legwork. You're still going to have discomfort. You're still going to have unease. You're still going to feel unnervy and probably agitated and irritated and have restless legs and maybe even diarrhea. But it's a start in the right direction. You know what I mean? Like, it's something that you can do that you know is because a lot of us feel stuck, man. It's just a loop. It's every day. It's the same mundane shit. You wake up, you take your dose, you feel, you know, you feel a little bit motivated, you feel good, you get some coffee in you, you get started on your day, and then, like, at night, after you dose throughout the day, for me, I just feel, like, so bad about myself, dude. Like, I just feel like a piece of shit. I feel like what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? Like, imagine if I hadn't taken anything in a year, right? Like, I wouldn't feel like this on a day-to-day basis. Like, I just know sobriety feels better than this. I don't care how good I feel when I take a fucking 60 milligram Opia dose or powder dose or whatever I take. Like, that feeling does not supersede the feeling of pure sobriety. So, like, it's all about getting that sobriety back. And it sounds, you know, it's a lot easier said than done too. Like, it's gonna be grueling. And for me, post-acute is harder. That fucking, like, two weeks onward, maybe up to 6 months, that's fucking hard, bro. Like, that's hard. That takes, you have to be mentally equipped and you have to be very driven spiritually and every other variable. Like, it's not going to be a cakewalk. And I've never actually come off 7-0, so I don't know how that process is going to be. I've come off Fetty, I've come off benzodiazepines and every size, shape, and color, you know, Xanax, Klonopin, Valium. Those were some of the most grueling withdrawals I've ever had in my life. But something about this in particular, it just, like, grips you by the balls, bro. Like, it feels like you have absolutely no control. Because, like I said, it's working on that serotonin and it's working on that dopamine as well. So you feel like you just feel boxed in, and it's hard to deal with. It really is. Like, it's a brain fuck. But there is hope. Like I said, we continue working out. We continue just doing the right thing. And, you know, I'll make a plan with the SR and we'll see how it goes. I only got 1 gram, and people are saying you need multiple grams to go through a successful taper off, and then eventually you taper off of that stuff as well. So yeah, we'll see. My best advice is take everything I just said with a grain of salt and go look the stuff up. Like I said, SR 17108, I believe, is the actual chemical name. But if you search that, or something similar to that, you'll definitely find what you're looking for. But yeah, I'll give updates and, you know, keep your head up. And, you know, we're all in this journey together. So if anybody has anything to say, I'd be happy to hear it and give advice to the best of my abilities. With that being said, have a good day, guys. Peace out.